Expecting a big pattern shift coming our way this weekend. We've been under this ridge of high pressure, bringing unseasonably warm conditions, but there is so much brewing in the Pacific. Multiple systems trying to push their way inland, finally making some headway by the time we get to our weekend forecast. So again, that big pattern shift happens, not perhaps the best timing for Saturday into Sunday. Cooler, chance of showers, both rain and snow, and breezy weather. That's going to elevate our fire danger as well. Here's a look at the timeline of how this is going to be playing out. On Friday, slightly cooler, increasing clouds. We'll call for that chance of showers on Saturday. Not necessarily low elevation, just a drizzle. But as we get into the foothills and the Sierra, that's where things start to pick up, with our snow level at times dropping below the passes at about 6,000 feet. On Sunday, we'll pick up those north winds with the higher fire concerns. On Monday, we get the calmer winds, but also the warmer temperatures as well. Some of the things that we can do perhaps leading up to those big weather changes: checking the gutters. Leaves are starting to fall already. That could be clogging things. Also, the wiper blades. Haven't had to use them in quite some time. We got a little bit of rain over the summer season, but for the most part, not really active. Our tires as well. Check the treads and chains. Are they in the car and ready to go with that snow level dropping to about 5,500 to 6,000 feet? That is below the passes. The pattern change starts to happen over Friday night into Saturday. It's a quick moving system. We get a quick chance for showers coming in by mid-morning on Saturday. Then it's mainly going to be an east side of the state event, with snow levels starting to drop throughout the afternoon into the evening, again down to about 5,500 to 6,500 feet. At that elevation, it's not going to be a whole lot of snow. We'll get a light dusting, but some of the higher peaks are going to get close to about 1 to 2 inches of snow. Here you see some of the precip totals as they're coming in forecasted right now for places like Blue Canyon and Donner. About an inch of snow or so. That's going to be mixed in with rain as well. Just down the hill, Forest Hill, Pollock Pines, less than 1/10 of an inch to about 1/10 of an inch. That'll be true as well south of Highway 50, West Point, Arnold, and Twain Harte. But get up to Bear Valley, close to about an inch of snow for some of the higher elevations there at that ski resort. As far as our rainfall, it really starts to ramp up. Once we get through October, that's when we hit our rainy season. Particularly December, January, and February tends to be the wettest months. That has not been the case over the past couple of years. In fact, that January, February, and March were some of the driest conditions that we have seen. And that is a cumulative impact that we've been dealing with drought conditions continuing to grow. Our reservoirs, they've got plenty of space for all of this to come down our way. Right now, we're only at about 30 to 35% full and running roughly about 60 to 70% of average for our northern reservoirs. Shasta and Oroville being our two largest, and then we get to Folsom much smaller. So we'll see bigger changes with that fluctuating. New Melones and Don Pedro were at about 25 to 50% full. Unfortunately, we could use a lot more water right now. It's kind of been a slow start to our season. We haven't seen anything in the way of rain for most of our region. Only about 4/100ths of an inch of rain for Eureka. If you remember, October 1st is when we reset that rain gauge for our water year, and we'll take it all the way through next year on September 30th. So we're at a bit of a deficit right now, close to about 1/4 of an inch to almost an inch behind where we should normally be. And for the northern part of the state, where we were particularly hard hit with the lack of rain and snow last water year, this slow start isn't the best news. Now, it's so early in the game, though, that it's really not a huge concern. But given that we're now heading into our 4th year of drought, with winds increasing like this on Sunday, that brings us an elevated fire danger, especially for those lower elevations, grasses, which get dried out pretty quickly. Some of the higher elevations haven't been doing so bad. We had a decent monsoon season, and that kept that fuel a little bit more moist, even at this point in the season after some dry conditions. Anything we can do, though, to help prevent a spark will go a long way, especially for lower elevations, like mowing the lawns. Might not be the best situation to do this weekend, especially not on dry grass or weeds. Metal blades plus rocks equals fires. We have seen multiple fires start this year, especially grass fires from that situation. And watch for dragging vehicle parts. If you're doing any camping, just make sure everything is secure. Look at this. We have seen some real drying over the past couple of days. Today in particular, Red Bluff with a high of 100. The old record 94 set back in 1988. That is going to be the latest date. It looks like right now on record for Red Bluff to hit a 100-degree afternoon high. Temperatures will also start to cool as our rain ramps up. Our temperatures go down on average. You can see how we're starting to get into those cooler afternoon highs and overnight lows starting to get quite chilly as well. So those average temperatures are really starting to show some fall-like conditions. We're going to stay below average off to the east of us. Pretty much our temperature pattern over the next 8 to 14 days starts to moderate a little bit. We get back to more fall-like conditions. And our precipitation looks like it's going to go up slightly above average. We've got a couple chances for showers coming in here, not only on Saturday, but next week as well on Wednesday. Now, the models are differing on this. The GFS is showing a little bit more progression in terms of that next weather system coming in with a chance of showers for the valley to about the 80-50 corridor and a chance of some northeastern mountain snow. But the Euro model saying, I think this one's going to dodge us. So the confidence level is still pretty low, accuracy improving as we get closer to next week's forecast. But in the meantime, got that chance of showers coming in on Saturday, just kind of prepping for that change in our weather pattern.